Hello, students. Welcome to the second session of environmental issues. In this session, we will discuss about water pollution and its control. Water bodies are our lifeline as well as that of other living organisms. We human beings dispose all kinds of waste into the water bodies and pollute them. Realizing the importance of maintaining the cleanliness of the water bodies, the Government of India has passed the Water Act in 1974 to safeguard our water resources. Wastewater from our homes in the cities and towns goes into the drains, and from there, this sewage, without getting treated, is transported to the nearest river or other water bodies. A mere 0.1% impurities make domestic sewage unfit for human use. Solids are relatively easy to remove, but dissolved salts such as nitrates, phosphates, and other nutrients and toxic metal ions and organic compounds are harder to remove. Domestic sewage primarily contains biodegradable organic matter which readily decomposes with the help of decomposing bacteria and other microorganisms. It is possible to estimate the amount of organic matter in the sewage water by measuring biochemical oxygen demand or BOD. BOD refers to the amount of oxygen that would be consumed if all the organic matter in 1 liter of water were oxidized by bacteria. The sewage water is treated till BOD is reduced. The BOD test measures the rate of uptake of oxygen by microorganisms in a sample of water, and thus, indirectly, BOD is a measure of organic matter present in the water. The greater the BOD of the wastewater, more is its polluting potential. Let's see the effects of sewage discharge. Microorganisms involved in the biodegradation of organic matter in the receiving water body consume a lot of oxygen, and as a result, there is a sharp decline in the dissolved oxygen downstream from the point of sewage discharge. This causes mortality of fish and other aquatic creatures. Do you know what causes algal bloom in water? The presence of large amounts of nutrients in waters also causes excessive growth of free floating algae called an algal bloom, which imparts a distinct color to the water bodies. Algal blooms cause deterioration of the water quality and fish mortality. Some bloom forming algae are extremely toxic to the human beings and animals. You all are familiar with Eichhornia plant, which is also known as terror of Bengal. It was introduced into India for their lovely flowers. It has caused havoc by their excessive growth by causing blocks in our waterways. They grow faster than our ability to remove them. They grow abundantly in eutrophic water bodies and lead to an imbalance in the ecosystem dynamics of the water body. Sewage from our homes as well as from hospitals are likely to contain many undesirable pathogenic microorganisms, and its disposal into a water body without proper treatment may cause outbreak of serious diseases such as dysentery, typhoid, jaundice, cholera, etc. Unlike domestic sewage, wastewater from industries like petroleum, paper manufacturing, metal extraction and processing, chemical manufacturing, etc., often contain toxic substances, notably heavy metals like mercury, cadmium, copper, lead, etc., and a variety of organic compounds. A few toxic substances, often present in the industrial wastewaters, can undergo biological magnification in the aquatic food chain. Biomagnification refers to increase in concentration of toxic substances at successive trophic levels. This happens because a toxic substance accumulated by an organism cannot be metabolized or excreted and thus passed on to the next higher trophic level. This phenomenon is well known for mercury and DDT. The figure shows the biomagnification of DDT in an aquatic food chain. In this manner, the concentration of DDT is increased at successive trophic level. Say, if it starts at 0.003 parts per billion in water, it can ultimately reach 25 parts per million in fish eating birds through biomagnification. High concentrations of DDT disturb calcium metabolism in birds, which causes thinning of eggshell and their premature breaking, eventually causing decline of bird population. Eutrophication is the natural aging of a lake by biological enrichment of its water. In a young lake, the water is cold and clear, supporting little life. With time, streams draining into the lake introduce nutrients such as nitrogen and phosphorus, which encourage the growth of aquatic organisms. As the lake's fertility increases, the plant and animal life flourishes, and organic remains begin to be deposited on the lake bottom. Over centuries, as silt and organic debris pile up, the lake grows shallower and warmer, with warm water organisms displacing those that thrive in cold environment. Marsh plants take root in the shallows and begin to fill the original lake basin. Eventually, the lake gives way to large mass of floating plants, finally converting into land. Depending on climate, size of the lake, and other factors, the natural aging of lake may span thousands of years. However, pollutants from man's acts like effluents from the industries and homes can radically accelerate the aging process. This phenomenon has been called cultural or accelerated eutrophication. During the past century, lakes in many parts of the earth have been severely eutrophied by sewage and agricultural and industrial waste. The prime contaminants are nitrates and phosphates, which act as plant nutrients. They overstimulate the growth of algae, causing unsightly scum and unpleasant odors and robbing the water of dissolved oxygen vital for aquatic life. At the same time, the other pollutants flowing into the lake may poison whole population of fish whose decomposing remains further deplete the water dissolved oxygen content. In such fashion, a lake can literally choke to death. Heated wastewaters flowing out of electricity generating units constitute another category of pollutants. Thermal wastewater eliminates or reduces the number of organisms sensitive to high temperature and may enhance the growth of plants and fish in extremely cold areas, but only after causing damage to the indigenous flora and fauna. Wastewater, including sewage, can be treated in an integrated manner by utilizing a mix of artificial and natural processes. An example of such an initiative is the town of Arcata, situated along the northern coast of California. Collaborating with biologists from Hampton State University, the townspeople created an integrated wastewater treatment process within a natural system. The cleaning occurs in two stages. In the first step, The conventional sedimentation, filtration, and chlorine treatments are done. After this stage, lots of dangerous pollutants like dissolved heavy metals still remain. To combat this, an innovative approach was taken. The biologists developed a series of 6 connected marshes over 6 hectares of marshland. Appropriate plants, algae, fungi, and bacteria were seeded into this area, which neutralize, absorb, and assimilate the pollutants. Hence, as the water flows through the marshes, it gets purified naturally. The marshes also constitute a sanctuary with a high level of biodiversity in the form of fishes, animals, and birds that now reside there. A citizens group called Friends of the Arcata Marsh are responsible for the upkeep and safeguarding of this wonderful project. What is ecological sanitation? Ecological sanitation is a sustainable system for handling human excreta using dry composting toilets. This is a practical, hygienic, efficient, and cost effective solution to human waste disposal. The key point to note here is that with this composting method, human excreta can be recycled into a resource which reduces the need for chemical fertilizers. There are working eco-sand toilets in many areas of Kerala and Sri Lanka. In this session, you have learned about water pollution and its control. Let's all work towards keeping the water resources clean. Thank you, dear students. We'll meet in the next session with another environmental issue.